Time for the business news now with Delano D'Souza. Welcome on set, Delano.
Good morning.
You're starting out with a look at how markets have been reacting to that latest missile test in North Korea.
Indeed we are, and it did look like it would be a negative end to the week across Asia. But over the past few hours, markets in Japan have brushed off those geopolitical concerns. The Nikkei ended the week in positive territory. The Shanghai Composite is trading down over 0.5% at this hour, while the Hang Seng in Hong Kong is completely flat. Here in Europe, European markets have begun the session this Friday. All the main indices trading in the red. The CAC 40 and the DAX in Frankfurt both down 0.1% at the open.
Now next, Google is back in the spotlight, and once again, for all the wrong reasons.
Indeed they are. Now, a month after an engineer was fired for circulating a memo internally accusing the tech giant of favoring women in its hiring practices, 3 former employees are suing the company over allegations women get paid less than men. The lawsuit seeks class action status and claims women are paid substantially less than their male counterparts for doing similar work under similar working conditions. Deeptika Lohan reports.
Google's female employees have had enough. The search engine giant is facing a lawsuit from 3 former workers who say they were paid less than their male counterparts to essentially do the same job. Kelly Ellis, the lead plaintiff, accuses Google of placing her into an inferior pay category when she was first hired in 2010 compared to a male colleague with the same experience as her. Ellis eventually left the company over pay disputes. In a tweet, she said she hopes to, quote, force not only Google, but other companies to change their practices and compensate everyone fairly. Google has vehemently denied the accusations. In a statement, the company said,
"Job levels and promotions are determined through rigorous hiring and promotion committees and must pass multiple levels of review, including checks to make sure there is no gender bias in these decisions."
Last month, a Google engineer was fired after he wrote an internal memo justifying the pay gap by saying that women were biologically inferior to men. Earlier this year, Uber CEO Travis Kalanick left his company over accusations that he was fostering a culture of sexual harassment, while most recently, 2 female entrepreneurs from the art marketplace Witchsea revealed that their business soared after they invented a male business partner.
Now, Google's parent company Alphabet is considering a potential $1 billion investment in Lyft. The ride-hailing company is Uber's main rival in the United States. Alphabet was one of the early investors in Uber, but its venture capital arm is suing the company over technology related to self-driving cars. Analysts say the extra $1 billion in cash would ensure Lyft to secure its independence in the near future. Now, Ryanair has lost a court battle in a case that could have wider implications for the low-cost airline sector. The European Court of Justice has ruled in favor of a group of employees based in Belgium who took the carrier to court for forcing them to sign contracts under Irish law. Yuka Royer reports.
The decision deals a legal setback for Ryanair. The European Court of Justice says its cabin crew should be subject to employment laws of the country they're based in, and not of Ireland, where the company is headquartered.
In order to determine the jurisdiction of the court seized, the notion of place where the worker habitually carries out his work cannot be assimilated to the assignment base.
Ryanair argued that Irish courts had jurisdiction over work contracts signed under Irish law. In 2011, 6 crew members based at the carrier's Charleroi airport base took the company to a local court, believing that Belgian law would be more favourable to them. The employees start and finish their day in Belgium, even though they work aboard a plane registered in Ireland. Despite the ruling, Ryanair's chief executive remains confident that the company can continue its policy of hiring crew on Irish contracts.
And it may well give the union some in Belgium or in other countries more opportunity to take us into court and challenge whatever kind of provisions we provide within Ireland. But ultimately they cannot and will not be changing the Irish contracts or the structure of the Irish contracts. So it's not going to make any change whatsoever.
The ruling could have wider implications for other no-frills airlines who have multiple operating bases across Europe to reduce overnight costs for crew.
And finally, a hipster coffee shop in the United States is hipster no more.
Clearly not. This after Nestle picked up a majority stake in the high-end coffee company Blue Bottle. The California-based Blue Bottle Coffee has around 40 cafes in big cities in the United States, including one in Tokyo, Japan. Switzerland's Nestle, which also owns Nescafe and Nespresso, did not say how much it paid for the stake. Blue Bottle, meanwhile, expects to increase sales by 70% this year.
Is it just me, or is the blue bottle like not at all coffee look? It looks almost like a wine bottle.
Exactly, it doesn't look like a coffee bottle,
has,
but
yeah,
that's what you pay for. Premium
logo.
stuff, Sean.
Yeah,
Premium
that's
stuff.
what I get. I guess so. Yeah, all right.